Hi, welcome to my video introduction of my final project. My final project was about projecting baseball players' offensive outputs during their arbitration years. So basically, I've been projecting OPS plus for MLB players during years 4 to 6 of their careers where they're enter arbitration. During arbitration, player salaries greatly increase. So GMs can use my model to determine players' value and determine whether other options should be explored through free agency or trades. They can also use the model to lower player salary if they don't project well. And just a little reference, OPS Plus is a stat used to give a general idea of a player's overall offensive production, with 100 being an average value. So my data set was comprised of all players on MLB rosters from years 2000 to 2020. Initially, it was about 140,000 rows, where each row was a player's stats for a season. I cut this down to about 9,000 rows for modeling, because for modeling, I only used position players who had at least 6 years of MLB experience. And here's kind of the libraries I used for my process. So one technique I used to improve my model's performance was clustering. I used the K-means clustering algorithm for that, and the input features for the algorithm were cumulative games started and OPS plus for each player, aggregated and averaged over their first 3 seasons. And I optimized for K, got an ideal value of K equals 4. And you can actually see here the clusters and kind of where they fall. In terms of modeling, I ran 4 different types of models, and I also had a baseline model. I used RSME as my main evaluation metric, and MA is a secondary. The simple linear regression gave me the best value, so I selected that as my final model. And in terms of conclusions from my project, I'd recommend the GMs to look for players who have elite slugging percentages. They performed on average 22% better. Look closely at a player's average OPS over the first 3 years, as we found there was a strong link between this and a player's future OPS plus, and prioritize power hitters above all else, as we found the largest difference in OPS plus was between hitters who only hit for contact versus hitters who only hit for power. And as a next step, I actually want to try to build a model for the free agent market and see how well I can project offensive production for those players as well. Thanks for your time. Thank you.